To all the conspiracy theory lovers, grab your tinfoil hat for a moment because there are so many hilarious conspiracies that are evidenced to be true now. Yeah, it takes years, sometimes decades, to justify the reality of a conspiracy. Yet it fetches optimism to the community that many other theories can be true as well. From secret experiments by the government to test alien cover-ups or planning of an enemy attack to justify battle, to mind control via social media or cyber spying, some conspiracies will leave you amazed, which are being proved to be true in today's world. Here, with the help of proven documents and investigations, we're going to discuss 10 conspiracy theories that have been classified as true. Poisoned alcohol. Alcohol prohibition was announced in 1920 to control the overall consumption in the country. Before introducing prohibition, the government forced manufacturers to taint alcohol by adding some toxic chemicals, making it undrinkable. But after prohibition, the whole scenario changed, and it initiated extensive speakeasies and illegal production and supply of alcohol in the country. The government found it hard to curb this calamity by implementing prohibition only and decided to take some more radical measures. So they poisoned the whole country's illegal alcohol supply by adding more dangerous chemicals, and it resulted in more than 10,000 deaths all over the country. Fruit machine. Today, everyone loves Canada, but in the 1960s, Canada wasn't quite the mushy utopia it appears to be today. The government appointed Carleton University professor Frank Robert Wake to make a machine to test the actual gender of their employees if they were men or gay. The machine, named Fruit Machine, was made to maliciously detect gay men in society. Although it wasn't part of any benign research to understand human sexuality, it was part of a vile bit of McCarthyism, with the actual goal of putting all gay men out of the country's government. As a result, more than 400 employees lost their job, and many were kept on file as suspects. The device works by measuring pupil dilation after being forced to look at same-sex erotic pictures. MKUltra. This secret program ran from 1953 to the late 60s, in which the CIA furtively medicated many individuals with LSD to assess the potential effects of mind control. The practice continued for more than 2 decades, but the start in the 1960s made LSD a highlighted countercultural symbol by giving it a name as truth serum. Keeping in mind that being given some free acid may seem like an amazing chance to a few, or possibly the plot of an awful action movie, many individuals were reportedly left with lasting incapacities after subtly being exposed to an enormous concentration of LSD and electroshock. A secretive gathering of world elites. Do you believe in a secretive organization of individuals that control the whole world? Well, it's true. Most of the powerful leaders and business tycoons are members of this organization. The actual action happens at Bohemian Grove, where riches and power gather to misbehave. However, alongside a more conventional fare like drinking and big dinner parties, this gathering supposedly incorporates performing ceremonies before a Goliath wooden owl. The owners of the Bohemian Grove arrange a 14-day gathering in California every year for the richest and most powerful Americans. In the past, Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan, both of whom went to this gathering before going into the White House. And yes, it's the place where they think the nuclear bomb was first laid out. The CIA funded the Dalai Lama. Except for the Chinese government, everyone loves Dalai Lama. Back in the 1960s, the CIA supplied the Tibetan resistance with $1.7 million per year to help in guerrilla actions against China, which incorporated a yearly subsidy of $180,000 to the Dalai Lama. In 1998, the Dalai Lama's organization admitted that it did receive those funds from the CIA, but rejected reports that the Tibetan leader aided personally from his subsidiary. Instead, they claimed that it was used in setting up offices in Geneva and New York, and some money expended on international politicization. The conspiracy to kill Lincoln. The most usually held form of events is that John Wilkes Booth acted alone when he killed President Lincoln inside Ford's Theater. But it seems like a plan in which Booth teamed up with 9 other co-backstabbers, including Mary Surratt, the First Lady executed by the US government. In the first place, there was David Harold, who helped Booth escape after leaving Ford's Theater. At that point, there was George Astaroth, who fruitlessly endeavored to kill Vice President Andrew Johnson. Even though Astaroth never really endeavored to kill the president, yet he was executed for plotting against the president. In the pro tem, conspirator Lewis Powell endeavored to kill Secretary of State William Seward, but unfortunately, he failed to do so. The US government is spying on you. The US government is using its enormous resources to trail all the activities of its citizens via their online actions. According to the EFF, Electronic Frontier Foundation, government agencies sent 49,868 requests for user data to Facebook, 27,850 to Google, and 9,076 to Apple in 2016 to track its citizens' activities. EFF is a main nonprofit philanthropic organization that protects civil liberties in the digital ecosystem and advises people on internet privacy issues. So it's obvious that the government is spying on all your activities. This data is also used by businesses to reach more people by tracking advertisement interests in their products. Weather control. Operation Popeye, a 5-year project in which the US government utilized a technique called cloud seeding to expand precipitation during the rainy days over the North Vietnam Army's moving of vehicles, weapons, and rations across the path. The overall thought of cloud seeding is to send an airborne material, regularly a plane, flying through a cloud while delivering little particulates that give water fumes something to stick to so that it can condense and become rain, so they can adjust the weather according to their requirements. Hitler's skull was fake. For many decades, people used to say that Hitler killed himself after World War II ended. But surprisingly, some people suppose that it was a setup and that he had snitched away. The skull of Hitler was in the custody of the Russian government. In 2009, people were shocked to know when the skull was tested properly and revealed that the skull was actually a woman. Ironically, the tests were performed to reduce the credibility of the conspiracy theorists who believed he had gone into hiding. Heart attack gun. Yes, you're reading it right. The CIA in 1975 revealed a secret weapon known as a heart attack gun that could cause serious heart attacks. It operated by shelling a small poison sting that could stab clothing and leave behind nothing but a small red dot on the skin. The dart collapsed on impact, and the target would only feel a small pierce, similar to a bug bite. Meanwhile, the poison denatured rapidly, and it could not be spotted in an autopsy. Many consider that the CIA still uses the weapon today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and see you next time!